Welcome to our matchup preview of the Denver Broncos at the Oakland Raiders, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm Pete Prisco, joined by Brady Quinn and Pat Kerwin. And Pat, the Raiders lost a tough one at Chicago, but they've been on the road a couple weeks now. They get back home and get the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, you know what? I'm so excited about where the Raiders are headed. That doesn't mean they're there yet, and it might take at least a year to get there, but they're on their way, and it leads me right to Derek Carr. I think this young guy, and I can't wait for Brady's reaction after a month of watching him play. He takes care of the football. He's a very accurate thrower. We all know he's got a tremendous weapon, but what is he up against this week? Poor Derek Carr is up against the best pass rush team in the NFL with 18 sacks, 36 hits on the quarterback. They'll be in his face. He's never beaten the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos now are a phenomenal defense with a good offense. I never thought I'd say that with Peyton Manning on it, but that defense will give Derek all kinds of trouble. And they're talented enough in the back end to take Cooper out of the game.
Yeah, Pat, one thing I like about Derek Carr, though, is he understands the protection schemes from watching his brother David Carr with the Houston Texans. That was one of the things last year when I did a game with him I spoke to him about, and he was most concerned about protections, understanding them, knowing where his hot throws are. So even as much pressure as the Broncos will bring, I think he'll be able to handle it pretty well. But in this game for Denver, I'm more looking at the running game. C.J. Anderson, Ronnie Hillman, both those guys, when they're productive, it really adds an element of balance and helps out Peyton Manning, and it's going to slow down the pass rush for the Oakland Raiders. Khalil Mack in particular. When you start running the football, all of a sudden, sometimes that's your best protection, really, making those guys have to deal with the run and the pass.
This is a pass rush league, and Pat, you mentioned it. The Denver Broncos are getting after the quarterback, and they come from all directions. And DeMarcus Ware is playing phenomenal football. We all expected Von Miller to play the way he's playing, but DeMarcus Ware, trimmer, faster, looks more athletic. He's getting after the quarterback, and they have corners behind him in Talib and Harris. Well, I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be Derek Carr this week, particularly with that offensive line, which has some youth on it. They played well, but this is a tough matchup for him. We all like across the board, we like the Broncos to go in there and win. Pat, 30-17. Brady, you pick it 31-21. I pick it a little tighter because I think Denver will have a little bit of a letdown.
You know, I'll remind the viewers that Peyton, I did a little study last week on the quarterbacks on the road, the top 16 guys. Well, guess who's number one? Peyton, 12-5. Who has the most touchdowns on the road since 2013? Peyton, 51. Who has the fewest sacks on the road? Peyton. You put all that together with Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, forget it. I think it could be more than 30.
Yeah, Pat, I think if you go back to 2013, though, and include that season, Peyton's going to lead in every passing category based on how well he played in 2013. I think he'll play well. I think it might be a little bit closer than maybe we all think.
And all you got to do is follow along on Twitter. You know what happens? Every time Peyton Manning throws a bad pass, Twitter bombs on him. Oh, look, he's shot, he's old, he's done. And you know what? They're going to go to 5-0 this week and keep on moving forward. Those are our picks for the Broncos and the Raiders.